Good morning, Holly Street friends. It is Thursday, May 14th. I hope you all have been having a wonderful week. I've really enjoyed talking with you all about reptiles this week and getting to learn some different things about them. Today we're going to do an art project about a different kind of a reptile. Today we're going to make a lizard. Specifically, we're going to make a chameleon. Now, chameleons are very special lizards for a couple of reasons, and I'll talk to you about some of those reasons as we are making our chameleon. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, here are all of the things that we are going to need for this project. If I can get this camera to balance. Almost. Right. There we go. Okay. So these are the different pieces. We're going to need a pencil, a straw, paintbrush, toilet paper tube, a cotton ball, some paint, and some glue. And I've also already gone ahead and cut out some of the different shapes that we're going to use. My toilet paper tube is already green. Lots of lizards are green, some of them are brown. It kind of depends on their environments because they use their coloring to help them blend into their environment so that animals that try to eat them can't see them so well. Chameleons are very special lizards because not all of them stay one color. Lots of them have the ability to change colors to show how they're feeling or to blend in and camouflage with their background so that they can hide even better from their predators. So I just started with green, but on top of that green, to make it into a more colorful rainbow chameleon, I'm going to use this cotton ball and kind of fluff it out a little bit. And what we're going to do is just dip it in the paint and then just very lightly spot it around. Depending on how much you fluff it out, you're going to get some different patterns along it. And if you do it kind of lightly, you'll get lighter spots of the color. And if you do it heavier, you're going to get thicker spots of the color. So I'm going to go around and do that with the red. And then I'm going to fluff it out again a little bit and go back with yellow on top of that. And that will kind of make it look like a nice, bright, happy chameleon, because the chameleons do use their colors to communicate with other chameleons. So generally, the brighter the color, the happier they're feeling. So just go on around like that. Gonna let that dry. After that's dried, we're going to do some mostly pretty simple things. We are going to glue on our legs, our tail, and this pink strip, which we're going to use as a tongue. So let's start with the legs. Chameleons, one of the other really interesting adaptations they have is that their feet are different from almost every other lizard, actually probably from every other lizard. If you can see, I've only cut 2 toes on there. Most lizards, about 95% of them have 5 toes. That's one of the ways that you can tell the difference between a lizard and some of the other kinds of reptiles. Chameleons' feet have adapted where 3 of their toes have fused together or combined to make one large toe, and 2 of their toes have fused together to make a second toe. So they only have 2 toes on each foot, and they're opposite each other. So it allows them to grab around branches very, very well, very hard, so that they don't fall off as easily. So we're just going to do some glue here. This will be a little bit easier if you had time to let this toilet paper tube dry, but it's not strictly necessary. So we're just going to move it on here. And there you go. You've got legs. You can paint those or draw on those, whatever you feel like doing. The next interesting thing about a chameleon is its tail. Now, a chameleon has a prehensile tail. What that means is that it can use its tail to hold onto things, almost like another leg or arm. So I've just cut this into a spiral and I'm pulling it out a little bit so that it will kind of stick out and look a little bit more like a tail. So I've done that curling because that's one of the ways that it would use its tail to hold on, is to wrap it around branches so that it doesn't fall off as easily. Again, just a little bit of glue at the bottom, or I'm sorry, at the base of the tail. Just put it in here, inside, and push it to one side. And there you've got a nice chameleon tail. Another awesome thing about them is that they have tongues kind of like frogs. So they have a long elastic tongue that they can shoot out from their mouth and catch bugs out of the air or off of branches. So this is what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to make a tongue that we can blow out and make it look like a chameleon. I don't know if this is going to work. This is an experiment. We don't just do experiments in science, we do them in art also. We try things out. So we're going to take our pencil and wrap our pink strip around and around and try to keep it all on top of itself so that it's going to be in one nice spiral. Keep wrapping that up and leave just a little bit of flat at the end because that's what we're going to use to glue. Squeeze it a little bit on that pencil, let go, and slide it off. And now we've got a spiral tongue. I'm going to turn our chameleon this way. I'm going to do some glue on the back or the bottom of that and just put it down inside the tube and push it down gently so that it's going to stay there. Tube and a tongue. The next step is going to be with the straw, and this is the more experimental part. This is hopefully going to allow us to make the tongue flip out just like a chameleon does. Going to kind of measure along the tube, see how long the tube is, and we're going to run a little bit of glue, one small bit, drip of glue all the way down to the end. Put that inside the tube so that the tip is on top of the tongue that we just glued down. Just like this, and leave it. Now this one again is going to be a lot of patience to let it dry because everything is going to need to be completely dry before we can use it to try to make the tongue come out. Next, we have the head. Now for the head, I've just cut kind of a slightly skewed square, mostly a square. You can make a diamond out of it, and folded it in half so that it looks like lizard head. The last thing, if you can see on where I've done the eyes, they aren't pointed the same direction. This is another really amazing part about chameleons. Chameleons' eyes can look opposite or different directions. They move independently from each other. With us and with mammals, and with most other animals, our eyes look the same place. So if we move one eye to look somewhere, the other eye is going to follow. A chameleon can move each eye separately in whatever direction it wants. So it can see almost all the way around its body at any given time. So do 2 spots of glue here on the corners and put that down and sort of wrap it so that those spots stick. And there we have a fun little chameleon. Now once the glue is dry, you can kind of bend the arms and legs down so that they don't just splay out, they can actually go down and sort of lift the chameleon up a little bit. But like I said, this one does take a bit of patience to let everything dry. I do have another one that I have already finished drying, so why don't we bring that over here and see if our experiment works. So you see I've got the straw coming out the back, the tail curling around, and you can see its little tongue right there. So I'm going to try to blow on this and see if the tongue comes out. Looks like it worked. And there you have a rainbow chameleon with a prehensile tail, 2 toes on each foot, and independent eyes, and a wonderful tongue to shoot out and capture insects. Hope you all have a wonderful afternoon. Can't wait to talk to you on Friday.